If you're streaming a black screen that says offline. Oh, wait. Nope.
About to say it should have kicked on.
Yeah. Ooh. I'm hearing myself.
Yay. All right. How well do you hear yourself versus how well do you hear me?
I think I'm somewhat louder.
I can fix that.
And I'm hearing all sorts of things way back in time, and you can fix that. And I'm turning that down because that is so annoying. All right. It's not annoying until you hear yourself. So.
Yeah, that's usually how that works.
Yeah, it looks like someone's booting to Ansible login.
Arch Linux, but yes.
Whatever it is. I can't tell. It's too small.
Yeah, I'm not. That's not a screen I'm expecting people to see.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. How come I don't see the people counter anymore? Did I get rid of that?
Mine says 0 viewers.
Oh. I'm feeling dissed right now. Maybe when there's no viewers, it doesn't tell you.
Yeah. We don't want to hurt your feelings too bad.
I like the background.
Yeah, I like it too. Kind of fits in with the overall theme of the kind of the solarized dark, I think is what they call it.
All right.
Okay,
I was just checking to make sure that I could still hear. Actually, I guess I need to hear myself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
Yay.
Bah.
Nice.
What's that wavy line up at the top of the chat box?
Oh, that's part of the theme, so it's kind of outlining the chat box.
Ah. Okay, there's your test chat.
Yeah, I can't see it, so you're gonna have to be my judge.
Okay. Somehow my name is really vivid and almost too I can't read it.
Okay. Let me go in.
Yeah, even in full screen. I mean, it's way too bright, so it's kind of like interfering with itself or something.
Yeah, let me go into the widget and edit that.
Just tone it down a smidge, I think.
Come on, where are you? Chat box, there it is. All right. I don't like. Was that the? Were you talking about the name or your actual text?
The name. The text is fine.
I'm not sure if I can edit the color of the name.
Huh. I wonder why it looks different than it did last time. Anyway, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I think the colors are kind of picked semi-randomly. As far as so not the actual text of the chat I can choose, but the color of the name I think is random.
Oh, so it depends on when I come in, and so the same. So each user's got a different color, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good enough then. All right.
All right. So
I came here to see MetalLB get deployed or something. What the hell? So you're talking to yourself, which is a little scary.
Yeah, thanks. So is the camera frame look good?
Yep.
Okay. I figured that's
keep looking to the left.
Yeah, thanks. I figured that was probably the best corner to put it in.
Yeah, I mean I can see I don't know, what's that, some sort of equipment behind you in the curtain.
Oh, that's probably your elliptical.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. So right. And then got the tip jar on the bottom. All right. So I think with that we can finally start this stream. God, what took you so long?
God, we scared all of our viewers away.
All right. So, oh God. All right. I guess first things first. Kind of feels weird to start considering we've already started, or to do the introduction at this point.
Hello, welcome to the Dana Grithos chat thingy.
I'll take it.
Where he gets intimate with computers.
Oh God.
and we learn stuff, and he does analysis of these computers to see what makes them tick and see if their parents raised them right, things like that.
Oh God.
Did I cover it?
Yeah.
Okay. Psychoanalysis for computers.
Good enough.
Yeah.
All right. So the official start is, hello, I'm Daniel. I am the writer and creator of AutomatedBits.com. On with me, the disembodied voice, is my cohort, Matthew. Say hi.
Spooky. I am spooky.
There you go. Let's see. So I think for now, so a little bit of background. We've got a Kubernetes cluster currently deployed down in my cloud in the basement, running OpenStack, and we've got Kubernetes is already deployed, and right now we're gonna try and get MetalLB deployed. And then once we get that, we'll look into deploying Ansible AWX, otherwise known as Ansible Tower. And
you have to pay to
say
Ansible Tower, though.
You gotta pay Red Hat.
We're gonna have to edit that out.
Yeah, damn.
Too late. All right,
yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah. All right. You got all these white spaces, man.
That's things we got. This is new. Oh, that.
No, yeah, the thing highlighted in red.
Yeah, dial 1-800-BITE me.
We'll go with that. All right. So, okay, yeah, this is the MCU Kube Cluster. All right, so this is fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I took traffic out because I didn't test with it. I figured let's not check it in. But other than that.
Okay, that's fine. All right. I'll so actually, does this mean that if I deployed it before now that I have traffic on there?
You might. You could look if you go to the Kube dashboard.
Yeah, so it's I don't have the dashboard, but I should have. That's right. I was meaning to look at the session, but oh well.
Or you could if you just list all the pods in the system namespace.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I just gotta find my all right, --config equals, is it equal or space? Equal. Where's it go?
Oh, where are you? It's gonna be in scripts Ansible.
Yeah. Oh, I forget when I do this. My autocomplete turns off. Damn it.
You put // and then you'll get your auto. So kubeconfig.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Kubecf equals / scripts. Nope. No worky.
/ scripts. No.
I'd already did. Yeah, I tried it. Didn't work.
Oh, fine. Be that way. I thought that worked.
Could just be something with my with ZSH. Q8's noob admin.conf. Okay. Then put this back in. Config. See if that works. No resources. -- namespace. That was the system? Cube system? Actually, it should be able to just get namespaces.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep, cube -system. Oop. Namespace equals cube system. Get pods. Yep, traffic's on there.
Okay. No, I like I said, I don't think it causes any problems. I just didn't test with it.
Yeah, and I'd rather not have this being an extra factor. So let's see. Your stuff Just get into scripts. Ansible. Where is traffic? Tree's my friend. Oh, files system.
Yeah. So, you're just gonna.
I'm just gonna use the YAMLs to tear it down.
Right. Makes sense.
Let's fix my admin.
I would do an alias for that god awful keep config path. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah. The actually, what I should do is have this be absolute.
Yes.
Base Terraform Kubernetes. There, that's a god awful path.
There you go. You've made it officially awful.
Yes. At some point, I want to look into the what did I tell you last night? It was the concept of
Oh crap! What was it called? Contexts.
Context. That's what it was. Because I think there's an official way to like import the config file, and then it creates a context, and then you can do a context switch, and then it will always, as long as you're still within that context, it'll just assume those values in the config. Okay. But I'll have to look at that later. Let's see. Delete -f traffic.
DS. The other one's the role-based stuff.
Right.
Which I actually left in when I took out traffic. So
you did test with that then? Well, at least with the RBAC?
Yeah, with the RBAC.
Okay.
I think traffic would have been fine. I just didn't get around to testing it.
Yeah. I just realized that we are potentially missing out on some audience members if I were to put this up on LinkedIn.
Okay. I can't see any audience members still.
Yeah, it's still just you. I'm pretending there's people.
Okay. Right. No, I'm just saying I don't see a count anywhere on my screen.
You don't see a count anywhere?
A count of people watching. I used to have a...
Oh, it should be below the picture.
Yeah, I see total views, but I don't see the other thing. For some reason, it went away.
Huh.
I don't know why. Anyway.
Alright, so let me get the... Alright, so let's see. Doing my first stream. Looking to cover Kubernetes plus MetalLB and moving into Ansible AWX /Tower. Check me out here. There's my link. Can I just get rid of the picture? Oh. Ooh. Oh well.
Did it have your little blue guy?
Yeah, I didn't want that, but oh well.
Yeah.
All right, post. There we go. All right. So traffic's been pulled out. Sweet. All right, so if I come back, I've lost track of where MetalLB was.
It's in system as well, I think.
I only have the 2 traffic files in that. Oh wait, I did not pull.
Yeah, you have to pull.
Let me make sure. I don't think I merged this in either. There we go. Code review.
Yeah, about damn time.
Submit.
People take so long on code reviews.
There, see? Status open, none.
All right. We'll let you slide this time.
Alright. Your local changes to the following files would be overwritten by merge. What did I change? Scripts. Where am I? Oh.
Now you got to go back.
Yeah, scripts, Ansible, Kube Cluster. Oh, yeah, we should probably get this line in here, the Ansible host key checking, because I keep copy pasting and it screws me over.
Yeah, it's really annoying. You need to fix that.
All right, so I'm gonna add it in. Scripts, Ansible, MCD, Kube Cluster. Let's commit this bad boy. Adding Ansible nor identity to example line. Get pull dash rebase. Wait. Oh, I think I'm still in the middle of the pull.
Yeah.
Am I? There's no merge conflict. Oh, it's because the cube.tf is different as well.
No, I don't. I think you still haven't done the poll. I bet you won't see the.
Well, it's gonna.
Files.
No, actually,
I will believe
cannot pull with rebase. You have unstaged changes. It's because of the cube TF. I'm just gonna reset that file. Cube. What's wrong? Get reset cube.tf. Status. Oh wait. Get check out. Gosh. There we go. All right, head by one. Git review. Do it. There we go. And that should be the only thing. Yes, I'll just auto review and submit. Okay. All right. Now we can do the deploy. All right. So where's our cube config? Then we want to do our create-f. Simple. Oh. Full. A space on it. Files. System. And MetalLB.conf.
Before you. No.
What?
No. You need to install MetalLB.
Oh, that's right. I need to do the
Yeah. I always make the alias for that. Yeah. Actually, well, if you do the Ansible run, it will install the config map. So you need to edit your config map.
Is there a sample?
There's a.
This is probably gonna be small.
Yeah, that is kind of tiny. It's under file system MetalLB something.
Nice.
The other MetalLB file.
File system.
You need something. I think you need a little bit more of a.
A little bit more of a what?
Font. I can't see.
Yeah. I remember. I thought there was. Oh. Oh, excuse me. Copy. Make that 20. Save it. How's that look?
Wait for it. Much better.
All right. Are you able to see the stuff on the files on the left as well, or not?
No, but that's fine. Well, I know what they are. I guess no one else does, though.
Yeah. Let me look into VS Code scale bigger. Environment font size. Windows zoom level. Is all right. How does that look?
That works.
Okay. Actually. There. Go with that.
Waiting. Ah, much better.
Yeah. All right. So here's the config map. Vertical ARP.
All right. So I think this example's broken.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, so the CIDRs need to be a /0 at the end of the individual IPs. That's what you want.
Okay. I think I deployed these to... You know of a way to have Kube Control tell me the IPs of the nodes?
No. I
Let me
usually
guess
go
if
to the OpenStack for that. By the way, the other thing in that example is the subnets are wrong. They're different between the... So anyway, there's another error. So when you get back over there.
Yeah. And I'm going to be back here anyway because the...
Oh, you did 9 machines, didn't you?
10.
10.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to be in here fixing the because I haven't set aside the ports yet, so they won't answer. And the allowed addresses. Okay, so I did do 90. That's what I did. I'm trying to remember.
All right, so that I can't remember the field. The first field needs to be a .90. The one up above the ARP network needs to be a 90.
Okay. And then I think I'll do 254. 53.
Oh, you
I'm just gonna... What?
You can pick. I thought you had to have OpenStack tell you what it was going to give you.
I think there is a way for me to pick, but I was being lazy.
Okay.
Well, I didn't want to pick in terms of the Terraform stuff.
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
Let me go to VLAN 90. It's thinking. All right, ports. $5 says this thing is starting to run out of RAM again. Yeah, it's starting to reach into swap. Larg. I'm not going to reboot this now, but I do want to know what the %m. Yep, it's that Neutron server again. It's only the one. It's not even the primary one. It's just some of the one branch. Oh well. All right. Can I not add a port directly in this view? I have to go into admin. Okay. Guess I got to do that. Ports. Create port. Give it a random name. I don't care. Specify fixed IP. Put this in bigger. Looks like it can just be any IP.
So if you can pick specific ports, you could make it a range. Just make your MetalLB config map a little simpler. But
I mean, that's easy to do if you're doing it by hand. It's a little hard to figure in Terraform.
Right. So I'm not sure what you want to do here, but
yeah, I think for the by hand stuff that'll help with the config file. Can I do?
It will not allocate. It will not give out 255 just because of some buggy networks. So,
well, 255 is broadcast, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why it avoids it. It also avoids 0 because of buggy networks.
Right. All right. So I get to create a port for every single one.
Well, remember, this is only your public IPs. You don't need one per machine. You just need one per service.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think we were talking about doing 4 or something like that as a first guess. You can add later.
Right. I'll get down to 250. Call it IP. A little faster. $51. $250. Great port. All right, and then the other thing I have to do is go to each of these and do the these. Why did it skip here?
Yeah, I haven't found any rhyme or reason to what it does.
Here's add allow. Oh, actually, this one. .3. .3. Just pair. So can I put a CIDR for 250 through 54? I don't think so.
No, you could have. Well, we could give it more if you want, and then we just won't give them all to MetalLB. So what's 255 minus 8?
255 minus 8 is 240.
247.
247, yep.
Yeah. So I think if you did a slash 3, so at slash 29. So 240. Why is my brain not working?
247.
Nah, I don't think it's 247. I think it's got to be even.
Oh, it was 254 minus 8. That should be 246. You don't want to include 55, right?
You can, it just won't use it. So do 248 slash 29. I think if I have that right.
Wonder if I can feed that into Google and see what it says.
Yeah.
What? Oh, because it thinks I'm trying to go to that IP.
Well, that's good.
Nah, it just gives me some Spanish thing listing IPs. Nope. All right. Yeah, we'll do that. Nah. Wow. Yeah, because I got to do this for every interface, so hopefully this works.
Yeah. I feel good about 248 slash 29.
Okay. All right. 90. port. I need now .4. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, no, that was right. God. This doesn't look right. What's going on? 4. Oh, because of the okay.
You had to do 10 machines.
Oh, my life or Terraform that doesn't fuck everything up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that some of the Terraform confusion is happening with the because of the way the OpenStack networking is. 9, 11, 12, 13, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19. Okay, so every single one
probably
of these.
You should explain why you have to do this rigmarole.
That's a good point. All right, so the reason why that we have to do this is, so what happens is if you try to tell a VM to answer, if you try to have a VM answer on an IP that OpenStack did not give, OpenStack will stop the traffic. And so there's two parts of the solution to get around this this security feature, I would call it. Which is, first you have to create each of the ports, as I did here, with the IP that you want to allow the VMs to answer on. And so I created one port per, and the main purpose of this is to guarantee that OpenStack is not going to assign these IPs to any other virtual machine that gets spun up. The second part is this part right here, where we go to a port to the VM that's currently assigned, and we go to the allowed address pairs, and we add the IP address, or in this case the CIDR, to the allowed address pairs. And by doing this, OpenStack is now saying, is now allowing the virtual machine to respond on that IP address. And so once you've allowed it through, and the VM is configured to for that IP address, OpenStack will allow the traffic through, and your VM can now respond on that IP. Now, the primary reason we're doing this exercise in the first place is because what we're trying to do is we have Kubernetes, and then we're using a piece of software called MetalLB, which is a bare metal load balancer, so to speak, that actually runs inside of Kubernetes. And so when you go and define a service in Kubernetes as a load balancer, MetalLB will go and pick an IP address that you've told it to use, and it will allow this, it will forward the traffic through that IP to that service, and you would allow customer-facing services there to respond on that IP. That a pretty good summary?
Yeah, I think that does it. So this
part's going to be just tedious.
Yeah, this is going to be tedious. So I'll talk while he does. So anyway, because someone picked 10 nodes for this.
I wanted to make sure I didn't run out.
Yeah. So anyway, so MetalLB is going to pick one of these nodes to service that IP, the public-facing IP addresses, and we don't know which one. So we have to allow all these nodes to be able to respond to these IP addresses. Right now we're using the ARP mode for MetalLB, which means that only one of these nodes will actually be doing it. So 9/10 of this is actually wasted effort, but we don't know which one it'll pick. So in any event, there's MetalLB's an interesting thing, because we didn't. Thank you, Clara. We didn't want to go and stand up HA proxy in a separate set of nodes at this point. We'll do that probably sometime in the future, but This allows us to have a load balanced and fault tolerance. If one of the nodes goes away, MetalLB will move it to one of the other nodes, and we'll still have access to our functions. So anyway, this is in ARP mode we're doing right now, which the other way of running is in BGP, which is Border Gateway Protocol, which is probably somewhat faster to fall over and also spreads the load better. So multiple nodes would be involved with serving these IP addresses, but that requires messing with switches, which we're not doing today. Again, on our to-do list for the future.
Do we have a fabricator task for that?
For BGP? I don't know. I'll go check. Hi, Clara. Are you done barking?
All right, so I think I've got all the nodes. Partway through, I'm like, why am I doing this one page at a time? Open all the tabs, put them all in.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that should do it. All right. So now we just need to edit our CIDR here. Put in the same thing. Okay. So in the MetalLB config YAML, I put in the CIDR 248/29. Just easy, and it's there.
Yes, that looks good.
Why is this line here after config?
So as it turns out, all of these parameters are passed to MetalLB as a single line. So basically, this pipes the whole thing up. As I recall, because this is the way it's implemented is as an extension. So Kubernetes doesn't understand any of that crap. Only MetalLB actually understands it.
Okay.
Not sure I'm finding BGP, but let me check. Make sure my query's right. So it looks like I don't have a task and fabricator on.
You kind of cut out at the end. What was that?
I don't have a task and fabricator, I think. So I'll create one.
Okay. All right, and that was the MCD Kube Cluster. And as we've copied dem YAMLs, nice.
What?
No, nothing. No,
Okay.
not at all.
Okay.
I'm not saying anything. All right, so MetalLB, copy the config. So I think at this point I just need to tell Ansible to run, right?
Yes, it should. It'll go and stand up MetalLB. It'll copy the YAML over and instantiate it.
Okay. Yeah. I just realized my my cluster name is still K8's noob. It has nothing to do with it. Oh well.
Yeah, well. Is your inventory.ini correct for your 10?
It should be.
Okay.
Yes. Got all the things. Do it. Oops. I'm not in the right directory for that playbook. At some point I gotta remember the keyboard shortcut for skipping words at a time on bash, or command line anyway. Let's see, script. There it is.
I always run it from scripts Ansible, so hopefully this works.
No hosts matched. What?
Check your inventory.
My inventory path is still wrong. Damn it.
Yeah. The example command line is for running from scripts Ansible. I would just go there and rather than do all this fighting.
There we go. Oh, excuse me.
So luckily for us, this only affects the master, so it should happen shortly.
Dem YAMLs, there's the traffic bindings, and now install MetalLB. MetalLB config mat. You customize it, right?
Told you, I put warnings in everywhere I could think of. All right, so this is all dressing.
It's probably
the role-based authentications are gonna probably whine. I think that happens at the end.
what are they going to whine about?
They're already installed, so I believe they're for traffic of all things. I think I left them in. Anyway, it's harmless since it's already done the work, and these just it'll fail on these because they're already there.
Right.
So we should probably, I guess I'll put in a bug about that.
Yep, admin user already exists.
Yeah, I don't have a bug about that. Let me put that in.
What was this? Yeah, the cluster role binding just came back and failed. But that should be fine. There's nothing else that needs to happen after that, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right, so CTO get odds. A couple weaves have restarted a few times.
Since when?
It doesn't say. It just said it just gives me a count for the number of restarts.
All right, so MetalLB sets itself up in its own namespace, so you should see some pods in I think it's MetalLB-system namespace.
Yep.
And I believe there should be one controller and then a speaker per worker node.
One controller and a speaker per worker node. I stood up 10, so I should see 9. 2, 3, 8, 9. Yep.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
So publish them.
Well, so the ultimate test at this point is, because this is supposed to be a prod cluster, is to stand up Fabricator. Shoot.
I'm using it now. You're gonna still.
Well, so what I'm thinking I'll do is disable the I'll disable the persistent storage bits, so it doesn't connect to that, and then that should leave your instance alone, and then I'll need to and then I'll deploy that and see if it works.
Okay, actually, I've got the task in, so I could log out if you wanted to connect it up.
No, it's fine. I want to make sure this works first before we go too crazy.
Okay.
Claim dot service deployment. Oh, I gotta release it. Ports.
All right. So, do you have a service? Sorry. I just wanted to see how the public address is set up here, or did you do that separately? I think it would have been a service definition.
Yeah, so I think right now I have it set up. No, that's not the
cluster IP.
Here it is, load balancer. Because the cluster IP was the cluster IP none. That's the MariaDB backend.
Okay. All right. Yep. So load balancer will get you there.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Save that. Keep control. Wow. So this enters the. Did you by chance in that Kubernetes book? Did you by chance read the namespace section? Did you have any recommendations on that?
The way he was using them was essentially like different users, so that you could assign. So you could limit. Actually, so probably you want to have it in its own namespace, and the reason for that is so that you could. We could put quotas on resources and whatnot that this uses for that name, because we can apply those rules to a namespace. So for example, you've got multiple containers in here. You could have memory and CPU utilization limited per container, but you can also have the total across all the containers in the namespace to be limited as well. So I think it would be worthwhile to keep them in the separate namespace.
Well, why would you do so? Why would you do like a Fabricator namespace instead of just a I don't know, I guess you could call it a shared services namespace?
The only reason to do it is if you believe you need to separate the degree of control. So,
because you could set those same controls on a per pod basis.
yes.
Well,
so
per deployment.
Yeah, I think you'd want, for example, if you had a Daniel's development namespace, you'd want to have that one separated from my development namespace. That way, if you're raging out of control, it's you're not stomping into my areas in terms of resource utilization.
Right.
The only other reason to get separate namespaces is to avoid name collisions or service name collisions. So if you have a MariaDB name that might be commonly tripped over on a service, for example, you'd want a separate namespace there. That's that sort of thing. So I think actually, so let's bring up your YAML again. So this is where I'm still struggling to figure out the right way for everything anyway. But I'm thinking, like, if we look at your, you have a MariaDB in here somewhere, right?
Yep.
Okay. So wherever that is, the name of the service you have for that.
So yeah, I did prod-fabricator-MariaDB.
Right. So to the extent that worrying about cut and pasting these 10 lines is a problem, you could have a generic stand-up Mariah with a generic Mariah name, and that same YAML could be used across multiple namespaces without collision. Whereas the way this is written, it can only be worked for Fabricator.
Right.
I'm not sure I'm going to lose sleep over these 10 lines, but at some point it becomes a problem. I just don't have enough at scale concerns or at scale information to know.
Yeah. Yeah, and the tricky thing comes about where, like, if you wanted to connect, like, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm under the impression that you cannot have a pod try talking to a service that's in another namespace directly.
I believe that's true.
So if for whatever reason you wanted to deploy something that would talk to that service, you either have to be in the same namespace or you have to tell the service to publicize itself and then go around that way.
Right. So I don't know if we necessarily want to hide Fabricator and the MariaDB behind Fabricator, but if you did, then you'd want a separate namespace.
Yeah, I guess ultimately, though, the thing to look at, though, to make those kind of decisions would be more along the lines of, it's like, okay, this is real, Fabricator is more or less a standalone application, and there's not really a good reason to be hooking into the MariaDB anyway.
Yeah.
But I can see where, because it's more like, I would consider it like an infrastructure service or a shared service type thing. where that, there's not going to be a lot of interaction like that. But if you were to, as from the Mirai side, you're protected. But then as far as the interacting with like the APIs of Fabricator itself, but at that point, I would just publicize it anyway.
Yeah, I gotta believe you'd want to send them out through the same service definition that we're hooking into or a similar service definition to what we're doing for the web interface.
Right.
The other thing to keep in mind is, say we have this wrong. That's fine. We've disconnected the persistent storage from the container anyway. So
right.
You could tear down these containers and redeploy in a different namespace attaching to our persistent storage, and you'd be okay. So
right.
It's a pretty simple. If we get it wrong, we can change our minds.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think we're in good shape.
All right, so I'm going to set namespace to default. Create-f fabricator. Where am I? Oh. Kubernetes apps. Fabricator YAML. Okay. Go. Go at, do the thing. All right. Get pod. Oh, guess that doesn't have to be plural. That's good to know. I gotta say, one thing that I like with kubectl is that they made it so that it's like, okay, yeah, they have pods plural, but they really don't care either way. I should put a -- watch.
The stream suspended temporarily there. Now it's back.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird.
Huh. It must have been a cluster of drop frames because I'm looking at it, but it's not. Unfortunately, it doesn't really show me how recent those drop frames were. Just the total amount and an overall percentage of what's been put out so far.
All right.
All right. So I'm thinking while we're waiting for this to create, let's start looking at AWX.
Okay. How long does it take for Fabricator to go? Is it? Oh, wait, you didn't have. It's got to pull the images. You didn't have the images in this.
Yeah, so it's got to pull the images, and then the other thing that it's going to have to do is go through the first-time setup for both Mariah and Fabricator. Okay. And that can unfortunately be a little longer than ideally it should, but we'll have to make do.
Yeah. I did want to note it's 4 o'clock. So.
Oh, okay. So I'm thinking let's go for another 30 minutes, and then we'll call it here.
Sure.
All right. Looks like Mariah's running. Good start. All right, so let's check out AWX. Oh, and the app is running. Let's do. Let's go pull up the log of Fabricator. Watch or follow? Let's follow.
I think logs has to be plural.
Thanks. All right, so yep, it's standing things up. We should be good. All right, so let's put that off to the side so we can keep an eye on it. Alrighty.
All right, so
actually, want to do a quick shout out. I noticed we have a viewer. Welcome, viewer. Feel free to ask questions in the chat, and if you have any, and we'll address them as best we can.
Yay!
Viewer, we're just getting started, so it's really exciting. All right, so AWX, Ansible Tower. The upstream project for Ansible Tower, commercial derivative of AWX. To install, please view the install guide. I did actually want to check out before I go too far down this road. Let's check to see if AWX has a Docker image already. If not, then we'll be deploying this via a traditional VM. AWX Ansible, AWX Web. Oh, wow. Looks like the Ansible project already put one out.
Nice.
Good on you. Alright, so this image should be deployed together with Ansible AWX Web using the installer provided with Ansible AWX. See documentation here. Getting started. Oh wow, deploying to so they got OpenShift stuff as well. Oh, this is going to be great. So, a little history. The reason our viewer went away. Oh well. So this actually works out pretty well because this is stuff I was going to look at eventually because I was looking to stand up OpenShift. And Kubernetes PureX configuring help, start the build. Wow. This is the best documentation I've seen so far. This is better than Red Hat's other upstream project, Manage IQ. One of those where I want to use it, but it's just so the documentation's so behind. Alright, so Kubernetes deploys will require you to have access to Kubernetes cluster was the following tools. So they're leveraging Helm for this. Which is not a bad thing. It does take some of the excitement out of it.
Well, I think that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
99% less excitement.
Yeah. So it's configuring Fabricator. That's good. After the playbook run completes, change the status of the deployment. Oh, that's interesting. So if I'm understanding this correctly, they are having the Ansible playbook access Helm and do the install. That's actually kind of cool.
If you have another viewer right now, it's me playing.
No, I think it's making the distinction because I only see the two. Or us two.
Yeah. Okay. For some reason, it's not showing me on my primary one, even the count. So.
Oh. Alright, so you want the AWX installed to manage creating the database pod rather than installing and configuring Postgres on your own. Then you will need to have a working Helm installation. You can find details here. Newer Kubernetes clusters with RBAC enabled will need to make sure a service account is created. Make sure to follow the instructions here. Alright, let's see. What do we need to do? Start it. So let's do this. I'm going to do Kubernetes apps, Victor, Ansible AWX, git code. Do
you have Helm installed?
I don't. But it doesn't actually take much to do it. Helm is actually pretty nice to use. Say, where'd my formatting go? Git helm. Yeah, so there's a Linux binary you can install. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Arch Linux already had one. And then at that point, it's just like there's a brew setup, or it's not brew, it's a Helm setup, which will log into the cluster. And yeah, see, this is where I thought of the context was here, the config current context. Yeah, Helm init, because Helm will log into Kubernetes and deploy what's called tiller, and all the interaction at that point becomes Helm to tiller, I believe, and then tiller will actually talk to Kubernetes and do the deployments.
Okay.
And they have some pretty nice stuff. In fact, remember, top of page, please. No. Fabricators one. Yeah, find charts. Yep, the Kubernetes, or the Kube Apps Hub. So this was actually put together a lot by Bitnami, and people who helped put together the Fabricator images that I'm using. And they have a lot of stuff in here. One of which is, there's Grafana, there's Jenkins. They have Elastic. Elasticsearch. They have Logstash. There's Logstash. In the incubator, though. Who's doing this? Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of nice stuff that's in here. I wonder, do they have OpenShift? Nope. Oh well. I think they had their own thing for that anyway. Alright, let's back it up a bit. So, go ahead and install Helm. So, I have got it so that I'm guessing it's in the Arch user repository. Cower-s Helm. There it is, Kubernetes Helm. And Kubernetes Helm bin. This is where Kubernetes bin. You're just doing the same thing. Alright. Cower Helm. Please make. We're allowed to install this. Still configuring Fabricator. I vaguely remember this thing took way longer than you think it should be.
Okay.
Well, the Kubernetes part, or the Fabricator part, I don't know what all Bitnami's doing, but they're doing a lot of file manipulation and setting things up. But thankfully, a lot of this configuring gets skipped when you have the persistent storage. So it's a lot faster to boot up when you have it already existing. Tends to be long. Ooh. Oh, let's install. All right, so now we should have the command helm. There it is. Alrighty. Why do I have so many of these? Once you have a local copy, run commands within the root of the project tree. You can optionally install the AWX branding assets prior to installing. Install the assets, clone the event. The rest of the installation steps you'll tunables, deployment platform, Kubernetes, Helm. Installation program will reference kubectl directly. Helm is only necessary if you are letting the installer configure Postgres for you. Why not?
Yeah, why work?
Yeah. All right, configuring Helm. Yep, quick start, which I need to do. So let's just do that now. Helm init. Actually, yeah, be careful of this one. Helm will figure out where to install tiller by reading Kubernetes configuration. Usually home.kube/config. This is the same file that kubectl uses. Find out which cluster tiller would install to. All right, so let's do. Make sure there's no .kube already, and there is. There's no config. Let's pull workspace, Terraform, Kubernetes, scripts, Ansible, DFG, K8's admin, .kube, config. Then ideally, that kube config equals cool. That should work. RBAC is enabled by default, isn't it? So I have to do that.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, this is kind of a.
This is where RBAC becomes so painful.
It just boils down to a couple of YAML files. That's really all that happens.
Yeah.
You just gotta have enough magic in the YAML files.
I'm trying to remember though, because the guy at work installed Kubernetes in the lab, and he did not run into any of the RBAC stuff. It just worked.
Yeah, I think the way we're setting up the cluster, we have RBAC.
Okay.
So we could probably change that somewhere along the way, but we'd have to go back in time right now.
Yeah, so configure each tiller gRPC endpoint to use a separate TLS certificate.
Oh, these are best practices. This is well beyond our.
Yeah.
You're talking about security. Do we care about security?
Who needs security configurations? Yeah. All right. I think we should be fine. Tiller does not provide a way to map user. Yeah, let's just try it without and see what happens. Alright. Helm init. Blow up the world. Has been installed. Please note by default Tiller is deployed with an insecure allowed on a thing. Be helming. kubectl get name spaces. I think it put it into. Excuse me. I think it put it into the kube system namespace. Yep, there's Tiller. Right in the middle. Alright. Quick check-in on Fabricator. Still going. Alright, Helm init. Did it.
Thank you, Clara.
Ah, wow. Helm repo update. Definitely got an update. Okay. Smiling penguin. All right. So I think at this point we just do our following structure here. All right. So Ansible playbook.
I wonder if you want to call it now, so you start.
You cut off at the end. What was that?
I wonder if you want to call it now, so that you a clean spot for AWX next time you start up.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Plus, I think I need to find out what they want inside this inventory file anyway. So.
Yeah, got some reading to do.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for tuning into this broadcast, and I'll be updating my website, LinkedIn, Twitch page, all that for better details, and eventually come up with a schedule. Until then, happy teching. Bye.
Bye.